In this video, we shall look at a couple of review problems associated with Kirchhoff's rules. First, a brief introduction. Assume we have a following circuit. Let's look at rule number 1. The rule number 1 is known as the junction rule. Let's concentrate on a particular junction, namely that junction. Assume that the current through resistor R2 is I2. The current through resistor R4, say, is I4 and is directed in a following manner. The current through R3, let's call it I3. The junction rule, which is the first of Kirchhoff's rule, states that the algebraic sum of the currents into any junction is 0. What that means is the amount of current that is going towards the junction, the sum of them must be the same as the sum of the currents that is heading away from the junction. So in this case, at that particular junction, if we were to write the junction rule, it would look something like this. I2 plus I4 equals I3. The sum of currents towards a particular junction equals the sum of all currents away from the junction. Now, Kirchhoff's rule number 2, also known as the loop rule. The loop rule states the following. The algebraic sum of the potential differences in any loop must equal 0. Example of a loop around a circuit is the one shown here. Let's call this loop number 1. When we travel around such a loop, we will go through few components. The first one is, of course, the battery and resistors. And here we follow some sign conventions. When we travel across a battery and the direction of travel is like that, then the EMF picks up a positive sign. If we travel across a battery like that, the EMF will pick up a minus sign because we are traveling from the positive terminal to the negative terminal, and that indicates a drop in potential difference. When we have a resistor and the direction of travel is like that, the direction of the current through the resistor is in the same direction as the direction of the travel, then the potential difference will pick up a negative sign, where R here is the resistance of that resistor. However, if the direction of the current is opposite to the direction of the travel, then the potential difference term across that resistor would pick up a positive term, namely positive IR. In this part of the figure, when we say travel, we are referring to the direction in which we are going around the loop. For example, in this loop, we are going counterclockwise. So the direction of travel through the battery with EMF E1 is like that. The direction of travel through resistor R1 is like that. The direction of travel through resistor R2 is like that. And the direction of travel through resistor R3 is like that, and so on. Now let's get to the problems. Problem 1. In the circuit below, find the current in resistor R, the resistance of that resistor R, and the unknown EMF E. Let's first determine the current in that resistor R. The current through R is going like that. Let's denote it with the letter I. Let's apply the junction rule to this junction. We know that I at that junction is going upward. You have a current of 4 ampere going to the left away from the junction, and also a current of 6 ampere going towards the junction. So applying junction rule to this junction, we have the current away from the junction is I and 4 ampere. So I plus 4 equals the current towards the junction, which in this case is 6 ampere. So I is 2 ampere. That is the current through the resistor R. Now let's do part B, the resistance R. To do that, we can employ the loop rule. Let's create a loop through the outer part of that circuit, like that. So that is a complete loop. And let's see how many components that we are going through. In completing that loop, we will travel through the 38-volt battery in that direction. So that's going to pick up a plus 38 volt in potential difference. The second component is the 4 ohm resistor. And as we travel through the resistor in a following manner, we are traveling in the same direction as the direction of that current, 6 ampere. So the potential drop across that resistor would pick up a minus sign, namely minus 6 times 4 ohm, IR. And as we complete the loop, we will go through the unknown resistor with resistance R in the same direction as the direction of the current I. So that's going to pick up another minus term in the potential difference, namely I, which we know to be 2 ampere, times the unknown resistance R. And that sum is 0 according to loop rule. And immediately we can solve for the value of the unknown resistance, and that's going to give you 7 ohm. And that's the answer for part B. And now we are left with unknown EMF E. So what is the value of this EMF E? So let's make use of another loop, and this loop would go like that. So the first component that we travel through is that battery with an unknown EMF. We are traveling from the minus to the positive terminal, and that's going to pick up a plus E. The next component in the loop is that 4 ohm resistor, and we are traveling with the same direction as the direction of the current, and that's going to pick up a minus sign in the potential difference, minus 4 times 6, so that's minus 24. And as we complete the loop, we will go through the 5 ohm resistor in the same direction as the direction of that 4 ohm current, and that will pick up another minus term in the potential difference, which is 5 times 4, so minus 20 equals to 0. And immediately you can solve for the value of the unknown EMF, and that's going to be 44 volts. And that's the answer for part C. So the answer for part C, EMF, is 44 volts, and that solves the problem. Problem 2. In the circuit below, find the current through the 3 ohm resistor. So that is this I right there. The unknown EMFs E1 and E2, and also the resistance of that resistor R. The current in the 3 ohm resistor can be found using the junction rule. Let's look at this junction. The 2 ampere approaches that junction, like that. 6 ampere also approaches the junction, 6 ampere. And I, the unknown current that we want to evaluate, goes away from the junction. So according to the junction rule, the sum of currents towards the junction in this case is 2 plus 6 ampere. Must be the same as the sum of the current away from the junction, in this case only I. So I can be solved at once, giving you 8 ampere. Next, let's determine the unknown EMF E1. And let's use that loop right there. So the loop is counterclockwise. First, let's go through or travel through the battery, and that's going to pick up a plus E1 because we are going from the negative terminal to the positive terminal. Then we will travel through the 4 ohm resistor in the same direction as the direction of the current. So that's going to pick up a minus term in the potential difference, 4 times 2, so minus 8 ohm. And finally, to complete the loop, we'll go through the 3 ohm resistor in the same direction as the direction of that I. So the potential difference across the 3 ohm resistor will pick up a negative sign, namely minus 3 times I is 8 ampere from part A, so 3 times 8. And there aren't any other components, so these are the only sum in the loop rule, and the sum should give you 0. and we can immediately determine the unknown EMF E1 to be 8 plus 24, which is 32 volts. So for part B, we have determined the EMF E1 to be 32 volts. Next, we need to determine the unknown EMF E2. To get E2, we can use the following loop. Now let's go through the loop. First, we travel through the EMF E2 from positive terminal to the negative terminal. So that's going to give you a minus term, minus E2. And then we will go through the 3 ohm resistor in an opposite direction to the direction of the current. So that's going to pick up a plus term in the potential difference, plus 3 times I. So 3 times I is 8, so plus 24 that is. And then the final component is the 6 ohm resistor. It's going to go up like that. So the direction of travel is opposite to the direction of current through it. So that's going to pick up another positive term for the potential difference, namely 6 times 6, and they all will sum to 0. Solving for E2, you get 24 plus 36, namely 60 volt for the unknown EMF E2. So that completes part B. Now part C, the unknown resistance R, that one. So let's create a loop like that. In this loop, let's travel through the unknown resistance. So we will be traveling in the same direction as the direction of that 3 ampere current. So that would pick up a negative term in the potential difference across that resistor, minus 3R, that is. And then when we get to the first battery, the direction of travel is like that, from positive terminal to the negative terminal, and that's going to give you a minus term in the potential difference, namely minus E1. We know the value of E1 is 32, so that's minus 32 volts. And the final term in this loop is given by E2, and we'll be traveling like that from minus terminal to the positive terminal, and that's going to give you a plus term, plus E2, and E2 60 volts, so plus 60 volts. So there aren't any other components left in the loop, so the sum of these 3 terms should give you 0. Solving for R, we get R to be 9.333 ohms. And that's the answer for part C, namely 9.333 ohms, and that solves the problem. Thank you for watching.